Now the latest from ITV News in the West Country.
Hello and welcome to Friday's programme. I'm John T. Messer.
And I'm Kate Haskell. Coming up tonight between now and 6:30, the parents who say their children are running out of time as they wait for a new drug to be approved.
Just doesn't seem like equal access to the NHS for all, and it's, we think, unfairly picking on vulnerable individuals who haven't got a choice of treatment.
Also on the programme tonight, the supermarket protest in Somerset with a difference.
The skeleton of a teenager dating back 4,000 years is uncovered at a historic site in Wiltshire.
And Bob meets the amateur gardeners who say something's prowling in the Dorset countryside. Good evening. The parents of two young boys from Gloucestershire who have a rare muscular disease say a new drug needs to be approved soon or they could run out of time.
14-year-old Archie and 12-year-old Isaac both suffer from morchio. If the disease is left untreated, sufferers rarely live beyond their 20s.
They've been told the arrival of a new drug on the NHS, which could help, has been delayed while a review is carried out by the health regulator NICE. Bob Constantine has been speaking to them.
Gloucestershire.
Well, I'm joined now by Charlotte Roberts from the MPS Society, a charity that supports families like the Eatons. Charlotte, do you accept the reasons that have been given in the delay in making this treatment available on the NHS?
We haven't really been given a robust reason at all. It's been down to process failure. The families were expecting decision made, back in December. That was delayed following a legal challenge. And then we had about 3 or 4 dates through June and July where we were told a decision was going to be made and none came. And eventually on the 2nd of July, we heard that via press release that a decision was not going to be made until October. The false promises, broken promises of the dates throughout June and July was just cruel to the families.
Now, obviously, there are huge cost implications with this drug, and there are many other diseases requiring treatment. Do you think the cost outweighs the benefits?
Without treatment, average life expectancy of somebody with morchio is 25 years. They're not effective cognitively, and our adults do tend to go on to university, gain degrees, PhDs, and work if the condition allows. It's not just a negative equation, this. Yes, the drug is expensive, but any drug for ultra-rare disease is going to be expensive. The UK led on the clinical trial, and the NHS benefited substantially from the investment in the clinical trial research. The fact that this drug has now been licensed for 13 months and has been reimbursed in up to nearly 30 countries now, the UK is just lagging behind.
So what will you be doing next to try and get this treatment available?
We're trying to, at the moment, those that are on the clinical trial have had treatment stopped, and our immediate concern is trying to crowdfund the money to try and fund the gap between now, when the children like Archie and Isaac are not on treatment, and a decision in October. And we will continue to put on pressure and ask questions as to why is the decision and process failure delaying? The children are suffering as a consequence.
Charlotte Roberts, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Police have appealed for help after renowned Bristol DJ was reported missing. 73-year-old Derek Morris, known as DJ Derek, is well known throughout the city, but hasn't been seen for 3 weeks and was reported missing by his family last night. The news of his disappearance is being shared online, including by Bristol Mayor George Ferguson.
A church in Bath will be out of action for months and be found.
New government figures out today show Bristol has been booming in the last few years. Bristol is the only city region in England with an employment rate above the national average, nearly 76%. The figure has been put down to the number of people commuting to Bristol, as well as those who live and work in the city.
Now, Metro branch in Street this September.
Well, as David Woodland reports, it's a little unusual for the company to find itself being asked to keep a supermarket open.
In Stokescroft in Bristol.
Now, at the beginning of the month, we brought you the story of one of the largest archaeological digs in the country taking place in Wiltshire.
The circle at Mardenhenge is 10 times bigger than nearby Stonehenge. And after little more than 6 weeks, the excavation has already uncovered an impressive find.
Yes, a 4,000-year-old skeleton, thought to be that of a teenager, has been found, buried along with an amber necklace. Our Wiltshire correspondent Robert Murphy reports.
At 6:30.
So the main headlines in the West Country this evening. The parents of 2 young boys from Gloucestershire who suffer from the muscular disease Morchio say a new drug needs to be approved soon or they could run out of time. The Eaton family have been told the arrival of a new drug which could help has been delayed while a review is carried out by health regulator NICE.
Let's turn to we'll come to some sports news in a bit, but first, before that, how would you like to own an original piece of work by the renowned artist Banksy? It sounds too good to be true unless you've got hundreds of thousands of pounds to spare.
But that's exactly what one lucky winner can claim simply by contributing to an online appeal to raise enough funds to make it possible for Bristol to stage Europe's biggest street art festival this weekend. Richard Payne has the exclusive story.
A Banksy for a tenner, Bristol.
Absolutely amazing work there, and they really don't hang about there, do they? Sort of getting out with their spray cans and off they go, and then they just paint over it if they don't like it.
I just admire anyone that could do anything like that. It was a big disappointment to my art teacher, I have to say.
Right, let's turn to some sports news now, and the board of Bristol City supporters £15 for an adult ticket.
Well, cricket now, and Somerset have fallen to another defeat in a season of so many near losses.
The Sidermen pushed hosts Hampshire hard in the T20 blast, but a new-look team, under new management as well, is still struggling to find its feet, as our sports correspondent Matthias Kurt now reports.
Kurt, ITV News.
Well, former world BMX champion Liam Phillips will try and regain that title at the World Championships this weekend. The reigning World Cup champion from Burnham-on-Sea leads the British team's charge in Belgium tomorrow, having already started the season in good form, recently winning the first meet in Manchester. He became the world champion for the first time in 2013.
And in boxing, British onto it. Good luck to him.
Now, I've been looking forward to this, the next in our series of Open All Flowers, in which Bob Crampton has been exploring some of the West Country's many beautiful gardens.
Yes, this week Bob visits a huge garden surrounding an 18th century rectory at Pulham in North Dorset and discovers there could be something lurking in the woodland. Absolutely stunning garden there. Amazing that it was growing through the patio. I've got things growing through my patio, but they don't look nearly as pretty as all of those.
No, I think they're weeds. I
have to do something about that.
Bob was looking a bit dapper as well, wasn't he, in his hat? And Bob can join us now, actually. Not from a sunny garden, but from a very rainy WOMAD festival in Wiltshire. Bob, it's been horrible today. We all need someone to blame. It's you, I'm afraid, we're blaming today. Are the festival goers struggling with the wet weather as well?
Yeah, it's been raining here on and off our weather.
Thanks very much indeed, especially for braving the weather there at WOMAD. Good luck if you're spending the weekend there. After the break, the ITV News continues with Alistair Stewart and Charlene White. Thanks for your company this evening. Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.